I'm Jess, welcome back to my channel Chilling Like a Villain. Today I'm going to be doing Top 5 Wednesday, Top 5 Maternal / Mother Figures. At number 5 is Jocelyn Frey from the Mortal Instruments series. I only read 3 of these books because I didn't like them. I don't like Cassandra Clare as an author because I've tried Infernal Devices as well and I didn't like it. But the reason, genuinely the reason why I read 3 of them is because I wanted to know what happened to Jocelyn and Luke at the end. I love Jocelyn. She's badass. She's beautiful. Her and Luke are such a cute ship. That was what I was invested in. That's the kind of ship that I like. And I didn't care about any of the teenagers. I just cared about her. And she's the reason why I read 3 of those books when I didn't even like the series. That's how much I really cared about them. Then number 4 is, I kind of was going to move her up a bit, but I put her at number 4, is Maura Sargent from the Raven Cycle series. Maura is Blue's mother, Blue being the main female character, but sometimes I kind of think all the rest of the characters in the series are far more developed than Blue, and they all have stronger personalities, which is really weird. And I don't know why Maggie Stiefvater has sort of ended up doing that, but I love Maura. I love everyone at 300 Foxway in this crazy household that she lives in, but she seems like she would be really cool. She's really smart, and she's protective of Blue, but not so much in a nagging kind of way, which you often get in like YA. Either people's parents in YA are too protective and mean, or they're negligent, whereas Maura is neither of these. She's just like cool. She's just great. Then number 3 is a weird choice, but not as weird as number 1. So yeah, number 3 is actually a character from a poem, so I'm still classing her as a literary character, and that is Queen Herod from Queen Herod by Carol Ann Duffy. This is featured in her poem selection The World's Wife, which is an amazing selection of poems, and you should definitely read them, especially if you like kind of feminist slant on poetry, because this book, this collection, is kind of taking well-known historical figures or mythological figures and writing them from a feminist or a female point of view. So, for example, you have Midas as a woman, I think. Then you have like Myra Hindley, the serial killer, and then you have Shakespeare's wife. But then you have Queen Herod, who is a female version of Herod from the Bible. Queen Herod's poem becomes about protecting her children, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautifully written, and it becomes about motherhood, and it's just lovely. It's got some of my favourite quotes about motherhood because it's essentially a poem about doing whatever you can for your children. And there's a line that says, we wade through blood for our children, or something like along those lines. And I just think it's really hard hitting and really, really good, and kind of in a very extreme way kind of sums up how protective people feel of their children. Then number 2, I am not going to hold up a book, I'm going to hold up my little Funko Pop. Can you guess? Can you guess? I mean, you don't have to guess because you can see her, but I'll put her back with her books up there. It's Cersei Lannister. Of course it's Cersei Lannister. Have you met me? Well, it's only number 2, but I love Cersei Lannister. I've said this before on like, I think my Unpopular Opinions tag I said this on. Cersei's one of my favourite Game of Thrones characters. I love her. She's great. But she's obviously a very flawed, extremely flawed character, extremely morally ambiguous. But the thing I love about Cersei is, again, she kind of does all of the crap that she does for her kids, and she loves her kids more than anything else in the world. And I feel like no matter how much you hate her, you kind of have to give her that she loves her kids. There's a really good line in the TV show that is not from the books where Tyrion says something along the lines of like, you're a terrible person, but at least you love your children. Like, she would do anything for those kids. She even loves Joffrey, which, wow, that's difficult because Joffrey is the worst. No, but seriously, he's the worst. John Halfio, Parks and Rec. Anyway, she's just badass, and I just love that she kind of does all of her stuff that she does, mostly for her kids, sometimes for herself, but mostly for her kids. And she kind of represents the kind of blind, unconditional love that mothers have for their children because she loves Joffrey so much. And I think it's really interesting actually because Catelyn is. I like Catelyn more now than when I read the books, but Catelyn is a really interesting parallel with her because she sort of goes off and leaves her children for various reasons, but she also is extremely cruel to John, who is obviously her husband's bastard son. He's not her son, but she's meant to be sort of set against Cersei, but she is also very cruel to John. And Cersei is painted as this horrible, horrible woman, when in actual fact, they're very similar, and I think it's interesting how they interact with their children, and that's how you can kind of view them as similar because they're both very protective, very loving mothers, but they also kind of want to secure everything for their own children, as we see when Cersei orders some of the killings of the bastards that she does, which obviously is like reprehensible, but she has her reasons. Then number one, okay, I said this was going to be weird. Number one is not from a book, but I could not write a list of maternal figures without having this character on there. It would not sit in my soul right if I didn't include this character because she is one of my favourite characters of all time, and she's from a TV show, and technically she is based on Ophelia, kind of. And that is Tara Knowles, Dr. Tara Knowles, Tara Grace Knowles from Sons of Anarchy, aka literally one of my favourite characters of all time. Tara is the wife of a biker. If you have not seen Sons of Anarchy, she's the wife of a biker. And she slowly, throughout the seasons, begins to realise that the biker life is extremely dangerous and toxic and awful and very dangerous to her children. So she ends up doing like a lot of bad shit in order to get her kids out and to protect her children. Her whole mission is to look after her kids. Like, the bikers can go kill whoever they want, they can do whatever they want. She's not going to get involved with that. She's there for all the kids, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to look after them. And I think it's really, I just love watching her because she's so smart and she's so kind, but she's driven to like really extreme lengths for Abel and Thomas, which is her sons. And the other thing is also that I love about Tara is that Abel, she didn't actually give birth to Abel, she just adopts him, but that's like a non-issue because he is her son as much as Thomas is. Both of them are her babies, and she's just amazing, and I'm so like sad and bitter about her character forever, and I love her so much, and I will defend her to the death because she kind of gets a lot of hate. She kind of does some stuff that maybe she shouldn't do, but she does it for the right reasons. Yeah, I had to include her. I had to include her, and I had to put her at number one. I just had to. And yeah, if you have not seen Sons of Anarchy, it's very, like, extremely loosely based on Hamlet, which is why she kind of ties in because she's kind of based on a literary figure. But yeah, Tara Knowles, man. Okay, so that got a bit rambly at the end, but thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.